everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We're back, and today's focus topic is
edification.
So, I guess we want to just dive into what that means to us and how we try to apply that in our lives.
Let's dive in. I'm a definition person, so I'm going to give the definition.
Yes, first. She's been waiting. I
love my definition. I'm a word person. Okay, so let me see if I can remember. I was going to get my little piece of paper and read it, but I'm going to try to do it from memory. Okay, so it means to construct, to build, to uplift, to improve, to encourage.
Yes, sounds good to me.
Yeah, and the reason why I chose edification is because, boy, does everybody need it. Like, not just if you're married, but if you're single, if you're in the workplace, every single human needs to be built up, to be edified, because there's so much out there just in being in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
That tears us down or that discourages us. And so we need a counter force.
Right. Yeah. So you don't have to go too far. You can just go through your phone.
What do you mean?
Well, social media, right? So.
Oh, what do you mean too far?
Clarify. You don't have to go too far to find, how society likes to tear people down.
Oh, right? Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't follow. So you're talking about you don't have to
go too far, right?
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Okay, yeah. It is. Unfortunately, because really it's kind of sad.
There's a lot of negativity that we're faced with, and there's a lot of algorithms that social media likes to push in front of people because I think they feel like anger and rage and all that type of stuff is something that gets people's attention, right? And so that's the stuff that's put out in front of us a lot of times is negative news, negative subject matter, anything.
I mean, I guess you're right. I never really thought of that aspect. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That you said that. Yeah.
And then you can even have it could be things in the workplace. It could be in your morning commute, you're faced with negative situations that, beat you down.
Or you just don't have your caffeine. A lot of times, even if you're saying something edifying, if I haven't had my coffee, then I'm probably not even going to receive it.
Right. I could try and give it my shot. And then somehow if it doesn't, come into your person the right way, it could be an offense.
So don't you think, like, in marriage too, like, you can't just like compliment, or it can't be like, when I say you can't say something general. You can't be like, well, you're just awesome sauce. Or it can't be general. You can't be like, you're swell, you're awesome.
Right.
Because that just kind of, that anybody could be swell or awesome. It needs to be, would you say personal? Mm-hmm. I would say I like personally edification that is personal and specific and descriptive. I'm a writer. Put some time, put some thought into it, or just don't say it.
Right. How often do we, see someone do something that we appreciate, but we never truly go out of our way to let them know what that means to you?
Yeah.
It could be something that is just a normal occurrence. It's like, hey, thanks for making the bed. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Or thanks for doing the laundry. I know that can be a chore.
I love that you said, because edification is not limited to words. It can bleed over to acts of service, and it's an expansive concept.
Right. It's noticing what someone does.
What somebody does.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say, I really appreciate it when I was, and he knew I was actually really, really tired at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he just started putting away dishes. I already had a busy day and he had a busy day. And I was like, what are you doing over there? And I think it was at a time where you were already tired.
I think it was like late in the evening.
Late in the evening. Yes, it was. And you just started unloading the dishwasher, and he just did it because, and I knew it was an act of going the extra mile, act of service while you were, we don't normally unload the dishwasher at that time, but he was trying to take something off of me that I would have done the next day. Because now I'm trying to do a few more things during my week.
Right. You're taking on some more things.
I'm taking on some new things. We're doing this. And then I have my own YouTube channel and I write. And so he knew that I wasn't used to that, or you're right in front of me. Sorry. You knew that I was not used to that type of load. So I really appreciate that. Was edifying, building me up. And I think anything that's edifying is affirming, either not only in words, but also in honor, just honoring another person. I think it's like, hey, I see you.
Right. And that's really getting to the heart of it is, so there's times where we may feel invisible, or that the things that we do are not noticed or appreciated. And just hearing somebody take the time to acknowledge and recognize
that's so good.
Things that we feel, just have become just
commonplace,
right?
Well, especially like right now, who I'm thinking of are like busy moms and busy dads who are working, and it's constant, it's exhausting. And man, did they ever probably feel invisible at times, and they're working harder than anybody,
right?
Showing up day in, day out, doing the same type of day every day. And it takes you from a place of invisibility to visibility, to, hey, yes, this may still be hard. Maybe nothing changed about your day, but words bring life.
Yes.
Like how God created the world with words.
Right.
Words are life-giving.
Yeah. They have the power of life and death. They really do. It impacts people.
Yeah. Even plants and everything, all creation, everything responds to words. What I really love, going back to the definition of edify, and again, big definition person, but construct or build. Okay. So if you're thinking like a house or walls or construction, you're building something that wasn't there before. Right. With your words.
Right.
And you're improving it. You're making it better. You're giving it direction. You're giving it walls. You're giving it a space to grow and to flourish.
I think about it, at least for me, just as we're having this conversation, I think of children, right?
Okay.
When you speak to a child, you're building them up, you're encouraging them, you're letting them know that, whatever they put their mind to, that they can accomplish it. Like, oh, you're so smart, or, oh, you're so strong.
You're speaking into
them. Speaking into them, right? But then it's like when we become adults, it's like,
who's speaking into you?
We stop, right? We're not getting that edification that we once had when we were children.
It's so true. It's so true.
It becomes the opposite. Sometimes it's like, you're lazy, or, you never do this.
Right.
And, then it becomes the tear down phase, and it's like we were being built up as children.
But I think what you're saying is humans, there's certain needs that don't ever go away. We don't ever outgrow.
Correct.
It's still exciting to give and to receive a gift. It's still exciting to hear the words, I love you. It's still exciting because we are hearts, we're spirit, we're soul, we're body. Everybody needs encouragement. I love, what is that? From 1 to 92, that little like Christmas song, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm going to have to hear this afterwards. I'm not sure which song.
I don't know why it's slipping me, but basically, like, it was, Santa Claus. Everyone needs from 1 to 92. Like we never outgrow it is what I was thinking. Now I'm going to have to comment below.
We're going to have to look this song up after this.
Comment below if you know which song I'm talking about. From 1 to 90. I don't know how it goes. It's a Christmas song.
Well,
and
we'll find out.
Anyway, I am going on a rabbit trail, so he's trying to reel me in here. But yes, we'll have to look that one up.
We are. So, I think it's just being more conscientious of the words we speak over each other. Being more mindful of, if I'm not building my spouse up, what am I doing? Am I tearing them down?
You leave messages for me. I know I've mentioned this before, but Adam leaves me sweet messages. We have a chalkboard in our kitchen, and it's always sweet or flirty or fun or whatever. But he's always putting something sweet up there.
Goes from PG to PG-13
really
quick.
Stop. No. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, you're always sweet. That's when you're sweet and complimentary, and it's nice to see that before I've even had my vitamins and my coffee in the morning, right? Anyway, no. But yeah, so edifying when you're building, but you build a space. If you think about it, like marriage is kind of this house that you are building, and again, it doesn't have to be marriage. It can be anything that you're growing a space inside of a person.
Right.
Again, like you said, it could be a child. It could be someone at the workplace. It could be anybody that just needs a lift.
Be a stranger.
To uplift. He could be a stranger. Yes.
Maybe God put someone in your path.
And he could today. So if you're hearing this today, think about if you are at the grocery store, if you are wherever, hey, there may be something that comes to mind. Don't just say it just to say it, but if something comes to mind, be intentional.
Yeah.
Be intentional.
You could compliment, maybe they got a nice outfit on, or maybe.
Now, if you're married and you're guy or girl, you may not want to do that. Yeah, but yeah,
I would not. Right, not necessarily compliment the other gender. That could be taken the wrong way, right? So
don't do that.
It could be, for me, it'd be like, hey, that's a nice tie. Something like, I like your shoes.
And then some people know that you're just being genuine, but I'm just saying, there's always that.
Right. Hey,
be safe on that.
Sometimes you got to exercise a little bit of caution.
But yes, so edification. So I'm thinking about the 5 love languages right now. Remember that book, Dr. Gary Chapman, I believe. But what were all the 5 love languages? And I know when we did like premarital counseling, we read all that.
It's gifts.
Yes,
acts of service,
quality time, words of affirmation,
physical touch,
right? Exactly. And so really, I mean, even a hug is edifying because you're lifting someone's spirit, Yeah. I love to, like, a lot of times you hear in these stories too, like I'm just thinking about like, what an outstanding business Chick-fil-A is, and how sometimes the person in front will like just buy the Chick-fil-A for the person behind them as a surprise. And it usually is someone who needs a lift that day. And so sometimes when something, and I don't mean sometimes, I will be as bold as to say every time that something is on your heart to do something, just do it.
Right. Yeah. And maybe the real challenge would be, maybe someone's having a bad day, or maybe they got a little bit of attitude, right? And how hard would it be to say something positive to them in that moment if maybe you're feeling a little bit of edge towards you?
Wow, it would be really
how hard
hard.
Would it be to be like, hey, I can tell you're going through something, and I'm really sorry. I really appreciate what you did for me the other day.
To be encouraging in those moments.
Right. Point out something specific that maybe.
I'm really glad you said that, because it's usually when we need it the most.
Right.
That the enemy doesn't want us to say.
Because usually if someone's on edge a little bit, maybe they're needing some love, right?
Yes,
Maybe they're at their they're in wits in tipping point, and they need some positive inflow, some edification in their direction, right?
Yes. Absolutely. And, it's usually conflict, irritation, everything happens when you're tired, right? And so sometimes it can, like you said, the tipping point, if you feel like you're going this way and your flesh is tired, a word of edification can tip you into the other area to where it kind of almost like, I'm kind of picturing a sailboat right now, where it's just that fresh breeze, that fresh air that gets you from here to there, just to the other side. And, we usually put this out on Mondays, and Monday, you're at the start of a new week. It's easy to feel that sense of overwhelm or have your thoughts go from everything you have to do instead of just in the here and now. And I think we all do that, especially even if you have more added to your schedule. Sometimes I want to do more, but then I'm like, when you actually do it, you go, oh, this is more than I'm usually do.
Well, it's a stretch, right?
Because you're stretching yourself.
You're changing your routine, and you're having to readjust. And so there's that period of transition,
right,
where you're having to maybe, instead of relaxing, you're having to do something else in that moment. And so it takes a little bit of getting used to. But after that, you don't even think about it. It becomes your new routine.
Mm-hmm. And I think, we all have personal strengths and weaknesses. And I think it's so good. We are all created in God's image, and really to just affirm what God has deposited in each person uniquely, because we all have different spiritual gifts. We all have different gifts that are all so unique. And I love that each person is unique. I'm big on creativity, individuality, and again, edification should be so individual and so specific to know that there's something that you can do and something that you are and who you are. There's never another you. We're all creative. So interesting.
It's like when you receive edification, what are some of the things you feel like?
Oh, so it's almost like, okay, so like if you say something edifying
right.
me,
like if I say something,
Oh, well, because you're my husband, like, let's see, how would I describe this?
It doesn't have to be me.
Well, I'll say you first, because for me, it's that element of I always have those romantic feelings towards you because you're my husband. So I kind of feel like almost like happy butterflies in my heart.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm like little giddy, like, oh, like sometimes it's hard, but sometimes it's different. Sometimes it's heartwarming. Sometimes if I'm just tired, sometimes like it's that place of visibility. But then depending on what it is. Now, some edifications are, you really get it good, you really get it right. It's those happy butterflies,
Oh yeah. We all,
Some are just, okay, that's
some are general and some are, specific.
I think when you're not expecting it is when it's really fun.
Yeah.
Because, it's not like, it's not like the typical time and it's just unexpected. That can be really fun.
Sure. Yeah. And I would agree with that, right? Yeah. It's during those unexpected times where there's times where, oh, you're supposed to say that. It's my birthday. Or, but then it's when you're just doing life and someone stops what they're doing and then they pay you a compliment or say something that you did that was meaningful to them. And you're like, kind of catches you by surprise and you're like, oh, well, thank you. That means a lot, you know?
So try it.
Yeah.
Do it today. So I don't know. Oh my goodness. Well, before we close, is there anything else you want to say about edification? How do you feel I'm going to ask you the same question. How do you feel when I say something edifying or encouraging? or uplifting?
It feels good. I think I can be hard on myself. And so when I receive edification, I can struggle with it,
Sometimes sometimes you'll receive it and then
I appreciate it, but I think
I think you shrug it off a little.
Yeah, I think part of it's like, I'm probably my biggest critic. And so when I receive edification, I appreciate it. I really do. And it's one of those things where
but you're not critical towards me.
No. Yeah,
it's just inwardly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is true of others, we are our worst critics.
Yeah. No,
and so
we're
always, when we receive edification, we're kind of comparing it. It's like, oh, well, you may say, hey, you look good, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't feel like
right.
that matches up, but thank you, And so maybe that's where
I like what you said. So sometimes we just don't receive. What if we just started receiving what people said, like having our hearts open? There's the giving of edification, but there's also that receiving aspect of edification. And that's so good too, to really just have our heart more open and online to go, oh, thank you.
Yeah. And I think we receive it on some level, subconscious level,
absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. Nothing goes to waste.
Yeah. It's even if
it still seeps in
even if we agree with the edification or not, we still appreciate it, right?
This is such a fun topic. I really like edification because it really can, tip someone from discouragement into encouragement. And, God is a creative God. There's always a to be continued. Right. And edification kind of puts you into that, instead of that place of, would you say, familiarity? Did I say that word right? But where everything's familiar, it brings a new creative element to something that wasn't there before.
It does, and I think we just need to be intentional about the words we speak over people.
But if you're watching this as a couple, I would recommend that you don't say it right after this video because they'll be onto it.
You just gotta love bomb people when
No. I'm saying you can't because well, I think you look nice today. Don't say it right after this video if y'all watching it.
You can, but don't stop there, right?
Well, I mean, you can, but it's just not going to land the same way. Yeah.
Sure.
They'll be like, I know why you're saying that.
After we get done recording this, I need to wait a little bit before I say something.
Okay, this was fun and lighthearted. Edification. I mean, my goodness, this is probably, but it is so important. It's so overlooked. And it's so important.
Yeah.
And it can be written. It can be verbal. It can be acts of service.
Yeah, it could be a note or a text, right?
Be anything.
But there's something about hearing it.
Yes.
Hearing it is good.
Absolutely.
So anyhow, I hope this conversation has helped you in some way.
Hope it's edified you.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Built you up. Yeah.
We appreciate everyone that watches these videos along with us, and we just pray that you have a blessed week this week.
Yay.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.